I think we're recording. Welcome back, everyone. We're now in the process to talk a little bit about what should our cover letter look like. And so thank you for being here with us and being part of the Teacher Bootcamp. So the cover letter, there's questions about it. Was it for? Well, typically the cover letter is there to introduce the resume when you're not in the room. It really helps to demonstrate your interest in that position. What did you want to do? How did you want to connect? And what did you feel is important that they know about you? And that's going to go in different ways. And I'm going to talk to you a little bit of some strategies to help you stay on track with that. So right off the bat, a strong, good cover letter, you're going to need to do research on the place you're applying to. The more research you can do, the better that cover letter is going to take. The better you're going to do in the interview. The better your resume is going to be. So, we have a job fair coming up. We provide you the list of people who are coming. Identify them. Look for them. Get a strategy. Pick your top 5. And then you're going to review that job announcement. And notice this is like the 4th, 5th time I talked about the importance of that job announcement. That's your invitation to apply. So take time to read it. Like it's a very hard math question, and you're really sitting there trying to figure it out. Really thinking about the set of skills that I'm going to need to perform those tasks, my past experiences, my knowledge. As you do that, you're going to develop some key words that are going to align you and very similar to the job announcement and also to the website. This is a good strategy for those school districts that are no longer process the application by hand. They really are outsourcing that process or using algorithms, right? You also want to make sure that you're talking about your relevant experience. And you're also going to rank in your sections of relevant jobs. What do you want to focus on? And again, you really want to focus on teaching. Even though you've had experience in other places, we could address it, but focus on what you're applying to, teaching. What do I mean? When I read a lot of cover letters from our students, they use terms like I'm an educator or teacher, but doesn't really tell me, are you English? Are you special education? Are you elementary? So own your subject, own your area. I should hear that from you. So here's what we're looking at, a visual representation of a good cover letter. It's not a novel, right? It's not 3-4 pages. Folks are not going to read a lot. That's one of the things I hear from recruiters. You synthesize, get to the point. And again, for folks, this resume, this PowerPoint is going to be sent to you once you do the post test. So I saw some people, don't worry, I am going to share this information. So now let's talk about elements of the first paragraph. What I'm hoping you could do in there is that you're going to name the position, gotta name the position, own it. Elementary English teacher, history, science, tell me the position and also the organization that you're applying to. Let me know that this was designed for me. How did you hear about the position? A lot of you, your principals are giving you hint, hey, so-and-so. So it looks good, especially if a principal told you, that tells the recruiter, that principal, Mr. So-and-so may want to talk to her. That lends its hands. Also, what's a good fit and what appealed to you about the position, and a little bit about your story. Okay, so it's going to look different for a lot of folks, and that's okay. This idea that my cover letter has to look like everyone else, that's just not realistic. So I need a brave. So Connie, do you mind reading this long little paragraph for me, please?
Sure. Please accept my resume for the language arts teacher position with the blank school district posted on blank job database. I will be completing my single subject teaching credential in May 2021 at California State University, Fullerton. I will finish my year of student teaching at Carr Intermediate School in the Santa Ana Unified School District, where I work with 6th grade, 8th grade, GATE, and Abbott students. I am passionate about facilitating students' mastery of course content. I am especially knowledgeable in supporting college-bound students in acquiring the English language skills they will need to excel in higher education.
Everybody, let's give Connie a big round of applause. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Now, this is just an example. Please, please, por favor, don't copy this word for word. And then I'm gonna be in a meeting with a recruiter and be like, hey, I gotta show you, because I've had that. And it's literally like 6 exact resumes. And there's some mistakes in here too. There's a lot of I's in here. I will, I am. For an English teacher, that's not the best, but this was just to give you an example, okay? But this is kind of like the idea. I'm not going everything on my resume. That's what my resume is for. I'm just giving you, and that's just my intro. I want to give you enough to want to have you continue reading the rest of the cover letter. Now we move into the body. The body's where it's going to be. That's the selling point, right? You're going to explain your relevant experience without repeating your resume. You're going to emphasize transferable skills that relate to the position. Think about what makes you unique and related to the position. Oftentimes, a lot of you are applying to your old school districts. You grew up in that community. You speak the language. You connect with them. That's a very important part of this story. So this is where it becomes difficult, because you're like, well, what if, again, this is about you and what you feel comfortable with and how you want to represent yourself. And lastly, provide examples. So the thing that you really want to make sure that you address, if anything, why do you want that teaching or that position? If it's English, I need to hear English stuff. If it's history, I have a passion for teaching the story of this country to my students. As I work to develop responsible citizens for the future, it is important that they understand the story of this country and how their communities contribute to the building. As a history teacher, I take pride. Did you see that? I could do that because I love, as my undergrad, history. And so I'm in it. So I need to hear some of that passion. If you're talking about teaching English and I'm like this, that's not passionate. I want to get excited. I want to be the one taking your class. So that's going to be important as you answer, why do you want that specific teaching position? The other thing you want to definitely make sure you address is, why do you want to work at that school district? It's important. I need to know that you know what we're all about. You have a network of people in your cohort, as your faculty. Find out as much as you can. Who's the principal? Who's the chair of the department? What's been going on? So some of that information, you're going to be able to talk about it in here. The deal here is that what you're really trying to tell that school district is like, listen, I know you. I know what you're about. And this is me. And I'm passionate about X, Y, and Z. And you and I can work together. Now, if you can do that, it's going to be very difficult for the school district to reject you, because by rejecting you, they're rejecting themselves. That takes work, and that takes research, not only about the school district, but ladies and gentlemen, about yourself in this journey that got you into this profession. So I go back to this idea of reflective learning. You have to make time for that. And lastly, just a little bit, why should they interview you? This allows you that what's unique, what's different. You could address that. And then we're going on to the elements of that closing. You really want to refer them to your resume. Remind them there's a resume attached to here, and you want to be thankful that they took time to review your documents. And so let me have a brave soul. Is Ms. McKenzie, spring 2021, congratulations. Do you mind reading this out loud?
Yeah. Sample closing paragraph. Thank you for taking the time to consider my application. Enclosed with this letter is my resume for your review. Any additional materials you may need can be provided upon request. I look forward to the opportunity to discuss more personally with you how my skill set and strengths can best serve your already distinguished institution.
Wow, right. And again, I could have put the school district in there as well. This is just an example, but this is your goodbye. This is it. Now, some of you, this may be your last chance. If you want to add another little nugget of why you should be considered, this is a good place to end strong. You don't have to, but that's just, it's allowed. So what's next? We have two more boot camps coming. So we definitely want you to connect with us. If you now inspired and you want to bring in your cover letter, if you want to chat with me, I do individual appointments, and I'm also available to do walk-ins this spring from 3 to 4:30. Just first come, first serve. And we definitely want to make sure we thank our sponsors for today who came all the way from San Francisco Unified to help us with your resumes. I'm going to stop recording. Okay.
I just haven't gotten into a breakout room.